Do you remember the disco nail trend? Well, I searched high and low and I couldn't find the exact pieces I needed, but then I remembered. So let's go ahead and try to recreate the disco nails, but let's make it our own because we don't have to have all the ingredients, well, all the products that was used in order to be able to recreate a nail look. So first I went ahead and prepped my nails and applied my tips. If you want to see how I do that, I will link a video down below for beginners because I am a novice beginner at this. I'm not a professional. So if you are a beginner, this is how I would put my nails on because I'm a beginner as well. So go ahead and check it out. Now, one thing I learned is that I need to file and apply a base coat so that my nail polish will stay on the Gel X tips for a long time. So I'm using a base gel that I bought from Korea from the Saracen. I will put a link to Saracen down below in the description box. Check that out as well. And also you can use the code OHEMA to get a percentage of your shipping, I think. And if they're having a sale, which they always are, you can also get discounts on the gel polish that you buy. Just remember that some gel polishes you cannot buy from them because they can't ship to the US, but majority of their other polishes are available to ship to the US. So, reach out to them if you need help on Instagram and they will reply back to you. I picked up D-Gel in the shade 235 and I'm using that as my base coat. I forgot where I picked this up from, but I'm sure you can search somewhere and find it. I know Sweetie Nail Supply has D-Gel as well that you can pick up. So I'm using the shade 235 as the base for this look. I didn't want to have a very light nail like the inspo. I wanted to make it my own, but I still wanted that little glitter disco ball moments. Okay, so I'm using this glitter D-gel as my base coat and I really love this because once I apply it to the clear gel base, it reflects on the bottom side of the nail as well. So when you're looking at the under part of my nail, you still see glitter, which is very cute to me. So we're just going to keep it at that and apply it to all the fingers before we go in and cure. Now, everything I'm doing, I will be curing for 60 seconds in my big lamp. If you have a flash lamp, you can do a flash cure. But once you're done with all your fingers, it's very important that you cure it in the big lamp, which is what I learned on here on YouTube. So that's what I'm doing as well. This D-Gel 235 is very thick, so if you want it to show up, you have to like not be afraid to apply it. Just don't put too thick a coat, but just make sure that it's applied. I actually did a second coat after this so that I can get a more opaque base. So, you can decide if you want it to be more opaque or if you want it to look like this, but I went back in with the second coat to make it look very evenly covered. Next, I'm going with the D-Gel 234 and this is a magnet gel. I think it's the only magnet gel in the whole collection. I applied it to my nails and then I am going to use the magnet to go ahead and position the magnet pieces, the metal pieces, the way that I want the way I want them to look, okay? But first I picked up these cleanup sticks from AliExpress and I've been loving them because it helps me clean up my cuticles. I dip them into some alcohol and clean up the cuticle. That way I don't cure any gel on my cuticle and on my skin. So if you find that you get gel on your cuticles or on your skin, I would suggest that you pick up a few of these, dip them in alcohol, and then clean up the gel before you cure because you don't want to develop a gel allergy and you also don't want to cure any gel on your skin, okay? Of course, you can position the cat eye or the magnet pieces however you want, but I just wanted them to move as a ball in the middle. I didn't really have like a specific way I want them to go, but I just kept moving the pieces until I like what they look like when I look at them and then I go ahead and flash cure. So for this instant, having to cure in the big lamp every time I do a finger would be tedious AF. So the best thing for me to do was to flash cure and then wait till all my fingers were done and then do my full cure in the big lamp. I don't have one of those things that you put your finger on to help you with your polish or your finger positioning. So I just used my Crazy Top thick jar to position my finger so that I can apply my polish and move the magnet pieces, and so that you can also see it, because if I move it a certain way, the magnet pieces don't show on camera. I'm still learning how to position my hand so you can see everything I do with my nails. So, that's why I have that there. You don't have to buy everything all at once. I'm taking my time and trying to figure out what I need, because I did buy one, but it was too tall for me to use, and now it's just waste around my house. So use what you have before you buy all the things that you don't need, okay? Of course, apply the magnet gel, flash cure for a few seconds, and then do the other fingers. And then once everything is done, I cure it in the big lamp. After the first coat, this is what my nails end up looking like. At this point, I have put my hand in the big lamp and cured for 60 seconds, and this is what they look like. I absolutely love the way this cat eye moves and the glitter pieces that you see on the bottom. Absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to go in with my Crazy Top Standard. I did a little test off camera a few months ago with both the Crazy Top Thick and the Crazy Top Standard to see which one would be beautiful when applied to chrome, or when chrome is applied to it. And I realized that with the Crazy Top Standard, if you cure it for 15 to 30 seconds, it actually takes chrome really, really beautifully. So I applied the standard to all my fingers, cured it for 15 seconds, and came back and applied my chrome on top. With the Crazy Top Thick, I still haven't figured out the right sweet spot to cure so that it can take my chrome really, really nicely. But I do know that if you over cure, essentially, if you fully cure the Crazy Top Standard, it doesn't take chrome very well. So the sweet spot is between 15 to 20 seconds. If you do 30 seconds, it doesn't take the chrome very well. So, do with that information as you will. But if you have a regular non-white top coat, that will also take chrome very well. You don't have to buy a specific chrome gel. Any non-wipe top coat will take chrome beautifully, okay? Now, after I applied the chrome, I went back in with the Crazy Top Standard again. And oh, maybe this was the Crazy Top Thick. I think this was the Crazy Top Thick because I wanted to encapsulate my next step really, really well. So I went back in with the Crazy Top Thick non-wipe top coat, applied it all over the nail, and I did not cure this level. I actually needed it to be as thick and viscous as possible so that I can apply my little holographic pieces. This is one of those pieces that comes in a circle that's already pre-cut that you can get from AliExpress. I did a test nail and I really didn't like how it looked when I cut them into squares. So I decided to just cut them into random shapes and sizes and apply that all over my nail. I also didn't want to cover the whole nail with the holographic pieces. So I just sparsely and, evenly, not evenly, I just sparsely placed them so that I can still see the cat eye underneath. So as you can see, just applying it randomly. And then I cured all of that for 60 seconds, came back and applied some more of the Crazy Top Thick over it so that I can encapsulate it. And this is what it looks like after I cured it for 30 seconds. Next, I'm applying some cuticle, not 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Next, I'm applying some cuticle oil that I picked up from Witch Shine onto my nails. And this was my version of the viral disco ball nail. It looks beautiful under the lights. It looks beautiful in person. And it looked even beautiful on camera when I was filming my beauty makeup content. Everybody asked about them, and this is the tutorial for it. It doesn't have to be exact, but you can definitely get nails at home that is very close to your inspo.